Okay, so you did it. You pushed through all the lessons, you cranked out the exercises, and you finally closed that English grammar book. So, what now? That's the big question, right? And it's exactly what we're going to tackle today.
Yeah, that question probably feels pretty familiar, doesn't it? It's that moment of uncertainty. You've reached what you thought was the finish line, but instead of feeling super confident, you just feel kind of stuck. And hey, if that's you, you're not alone. That feeling is totally 100% normal. We actually have a name for this. We call it the what now problem. It's that feeling you get when you look at that finished book and your first thought is, okay, I guess I need to find another one. But here's the thing, what most people do next, well, it's actually a trap.
So what do most of us do? We immediately go hunting for more rules, more exceptions, the next advanced grammar book. The logic is, if I can just learn one more thing, then I'll finally be ready. But that path, it doesn't actually lead to fluency. It just leads you right back to where you started.
And that, my friends, is what we call the grammar trap. It's this belief that the only way to get better is to just keep adding more and more rules to the pile. But let me tell you, real fluency isn't about memorizing the entire rule book. Nope, it's about something totally different. So it is time to escape that trap.
And here's why it's so frustrating. You see the disconnect, right? On one side, you're pouring in all this effort, studying more, hunting for new rules. But on the other side, the result is just, well, it's painful. You get information overload, and you still feel like you're not making any real progress. It's a tough cycle, for sure. But the good news is, there is a way to break it.
And this is it. This is the key idea that changes the entire game. Listen to this. You do not improve by adding more grammar. You improve by using what you already know in real, actual situations. From this moment on, your progress isn't about collecting more information. It's all about application.
So let's totally reframe how you think about all that stuff you've learned. Don't see it as some incomplete checklist of rules. Instead, I want you to see it as your very own, complete, and totally usable toolkit. Seriously, it's not about owning every single tool ever made. It's about having the essential tools you need to get the job done.
And just how full is that toolkit? Well, right now, as you're listening to this, you've already got about 80% of the grammar you'll ever need for clear, effective, everyday communication. Let that sink in. 80%. That's not a starting point, folks. That is a position of incredible power.
I mean, just think about what's actually in there. You've got clear sentence structure, check. The most useful tenses to talk about the past, present, and future. Yep, got those. Asking questions, using negatives, linking your ideas together, all in there. These aren't just little things. These are the absolute cornerstones of communication.
And now think about what that toolkit lets you do out there in the real world. You can actually talk about your work, your daily routine. You can describe what you did last weekend and what you're going to do next week. You can ask for help. You can sound polite. You can explain things. This isn't just theory anymore. This is real-world, practical skill that you have right now.
Okay, and here's something really important I need you to hear. Will you still make some mistakes? Of course. Absolutely. Everybody does. Even native speakers make mistakes all the time. But here's the big secret. Those small mistakes, they almost never get in the way of people understanding you. Communication doesn't require perfection. It just works.
All right, so if the answer isn't just grinding through more grammar exercises, then what is it? Well, the next step is all about moving from that passive studying to active using. This is where the magic happens, where the real improvement starts. And trust me, it's way simpler than you think. Here are 3 really simple active things you can start doing today. First up, speak. And I mean speak out loud. Just talk about your day, explain what you're doing. This literally builds the connection between the grammar in your brain and your mouth. Second, listen. But listen differently. Don't listen to study. Just pay attention to the patterns you hear in real conversations, in TV shows, in music. And third, notice. When you hear a new word or some grammar you don't know, just notice it. That's it. No need to panic or grab a book. The goal here is just exposure, not instant mastery. So, what does good practice actually look like? Forget about blocking out 2 hours for some intense study session. That's not it. Good practice is short, it's frequent, and it's simple. Seriously, just 5 minutes of talking to yourself every single day is so much more powerful than one long, stressful cram session once a month. Okay, this last part is maybe the most important piece of the whole puzzle. It's a mental shift.
It's all about changing your focus, moving away from this impossible goal of being perfect and aiming for something that's actually achievable and way more rewarding. Just communication. So the old mindset, that's the one that says, I have to be perfect before I can say anything. The new mindset, it knows the truth. It says communication comes first. Perfection is not even the goal.
The old mindset sees every little mistake as a total failure. The new, much healthier mindset, it knows that mistakes aren't just normal, they're actually the evidence that you're trying and learning.
And finally, that old way of thinking treats English like some big, scary test you have to pass. The new mindset sees English for what it really is, a tool. A simple, practical tool you can use to connect with people and, get things done.
So let's wrap this all up. What's the path forward? It's simple. You do not need more grammar right now. What you need is conversation, repetition, and a little bit of patience with yourself. That's it. That's the formula for real, meaningful progress.
Look, you have the grammar you need, you have a simple way to practice, you officially have permission to stop worrying about being perfect. Your 80% toolkit is full, it's ready to go. So the only question left is, what are you going to build with it?